Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Jose here from Rivian Tracker in my garage. Today we're going to be doing a pet comfort mode test on both my R1S and my R2. You see, a lot of people have pets, and one of the biggest things that people always ask is, which of these two is best when I'm traveling with my pet? Whether it's a dog, a cat, a giraffe, a hippopotamus, it doesn't really matter. The point is, both of these vehicles are two completely different beasts when it comes to traveling with your pet. And I want to find out which truly is the best for your pet. And what we're going to be doing today is a pet comfort mode temperature test. You see, both of these vehicles feature glass roofs. They're pretty much like these big greenhouses in that they have a lot of windows, but they both have pet comfort mode, which is something a lot of cars do not have in like today's world. Outside of like Tesla and Rivian, there's very few manufacturers out there that support a pet comfort mode. What that means is setting your AC and making sure that your pet is comfy so you can go in and run errands, do whatever you may need, and leave your cat, dog, whatever it may be, for a little while in your car, safe and secure so they can be comfortable. We're going to be running a test, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to be doing all this, and then we're going to jump in the cars, we're going to set up the thermometers, and to the best of my ability and the best that I can do, we're going to try to come up with an accurate representation to see which of these two vehicles is best when it comes for supporting your pet. So join me in this video and let's see which of these two amazing vehicles is the best for your pet. Alright, so here's what we're doing. I have been pre-chilling these cars now for about 30 minutes. What that means is I've set up the automatic climate at 68 degrees Fahrenheit and then auto. I set it to auto with fan speed set to medium on both. Representative of, a cool car that has already been driving for a little while. The idea here is we didn't want to start with a hot car, right? Because that's not realistic. The reality is you've probably been driving, you're getting to a location, you're going to set pet climate on mode and then let it be for a little while. That is what I'm trying to accurately represent here to the best of my ability. So what we're going to do now is jump into the cars, set up the thermometers, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. But both cars have pretty much reached between 68 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit internally. And so that's pretty cool. So they're already pre-chilled, and the goal is how well can the app control, or how well can the vehicles control and maintain that temperature when your pet is inside of it with the glass roof and all that. So join me now inside the cars. All right, let me show you how I set this up inside the R1S. So I've got a thermometer right here in the middle. I tried to keep it in the shade so it's not in direct sunlight. It does have a little stand so it's not directly touching the surface, which I know could be warm. In the second row, I went a little bit better because we have this little clip here so we can clip it on to the back of the seat. And then in the third row, which by the way, I've decided to just automatically decide, words are hard. I decided to just keep the third row down because ideally you'll want to have all this space for your pet in the back here. So I've kind of just placed it in the middle there. Again, it's sitting on a little tripod. So we're going to let this sit in here. All the AC vents are running right now. We're going to switch it on to pet climate mode. And we're going to let it run for 45 minutes and see what the temperatures look like. To start, we're at 80.6 in the back. In the second row, 82.8, okay? And then in the first row, we're going to be at 82.2. So we're going to come in here, we're going to turn off that, we're going to come to pet climate mode, we're going to turn it on, and now we have set up pet climate mode and all of the air vents are on. Oops, we don't want to turn that on. So now we're going to let it sit here at 68 degrees, medium, all auto. Let me show you what I'm going to do in the R2 and we'll be right back. All right, in the R2, I have set up one in the back here, which right now reads 84.2 degrees Fahrenheit. As a reminder, there are no air vents in the cargo area, but this is representative of being able to keep your pet back here. In the second row, I did the same thing as I did in the R1S. set up to the little clip here, 82.4 degrees. And then in the first row, I put it in the center console, away from the sun, 83.3 degrees. Again, sitting on a little tripod in hopes to be able to counter the effects of the temperature of this. We'll come here, pet comfort, turn on, and all the vents are turned on, rear and forward, set to auto, medium, 68 degrees. So we'll let this run. In about 45 minutes, we'll come back out and see what the temperatures look like. And as a reminder, both cars have both a big sun glass with no covers on it or anything. So these are hot boys potentially in the dead of summer. So the goal here is just to see how well they do in the sun here. As you can see, it's a sunny day outside. Cars are sitting in the sunlight. So we'll see. We'll come back in 45 minutes. I'll set a timer and see what the temperatures look like. I want to add, because I know people are going to question this, and so I do have both of my vehicles tinted that I had done third party, and I want to talk about that because they both are the same. They match. They're both ceramic Llumar, I think that's how you say it, tint. I don't have the glass roof tinted. What I did do was the windshield is a ceramic tint at 50% on both vehicles. The front windows are tinted at 15%, and then the rest is 30% all around on top of the factory. So ideally they're the same. The only difference really, what I seem to notice, and I have no validation nor can I confirm this as a fact, is that the roofs are definitely feel different. What I mean by that is R2 definitely feels, it doesn't get as hot as R1S in my opinion. I don't have the dynamic roof in this R1S, so that will definitely play a role. That's another caveat and factor into when using pet mode. So just a thought. It has now been 45 minutes, so I'm gonna jump into vehicles and let's take a look at the temperatures. All right, so per the app, both vehicles managed to maintain comfy temperatures. 68 degrees. Now, here we're reporting 82.8 degrees. Low humidity. Okay, that's the front row. In the second row, 86.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. As a reminder, we're not touching anything, so there shouldn't be a lot of heat. I don't feel a lot of heat coming from the seats or anything like that. And then finally, if we go back here to the cargo area, you're going to get the coolest part of the car, 71.1 degrees, which is actually quite good and probably really good for having your pet in the back here of your R1S, you know, once you remove these things, but that's irrelevant for this test because you do have air vents in the seats, in the columns there. And yeah, you get a lot of space. So definitely a big winner back here for having your pet comfortable. You have the glass roof over here. I'm convinced that this is different than that one. I don't feel as much heat coming through here than I do through the main one, but I'm now a glass roof expert. We're gonna go check the R2 now and see what the temperatures look like over there after 45 minutes. All right, it's been 45 minutes. We're gonna open up the R2. In the front row, we've got 71.8. That's really good. That matches up with about the same as R1S in the cargo area. Let's check the second row. In the second row, we've got 67.1. Wow, that's nice and chilly back here. No, like again, air vents are down here. These are the only air vents you get in the rear. Let's check the cargo area because the cargo area has no rear vents. So I'm very curious to see what this is going to measure. I imagine it's going to be warmer. Yeah, so 79 degrees back here. There is no vents here at all. Ideally, you know, if you have a dog or something, they're going to be with their head up there, and you know, you can lower the center piece here so you can get extra room. If you have a bigger dog or multiple dogs, you'll probably want to put down the second row seats, and that's going to give you even better clearance and for sure give you better airflow. So, but in general, not bad at all. What have we gathered here? We gathered is that the R2 seems to give you better cooling than the R1S. That's not what I expected at all. And again, I wonder if it has something to do with the glass roof that plays. This is a smaller vehicle, so you're gonna get less area that has to be cooled versus the R1S. Wow, well, let's go into my office. Let's wrap up these numbers and review them. I'm gonna throw them into Claude to help create a table and see what it thinks, and then we'll recap everything finally. All right, everybody, welcome back to my office. I want to talk through the results of our pet mode climate challenge. Once again, we put the R1S and the R2 aside right next to each other to see how well pet comfort mode could handle. As a recap, for those who may have skipped through the video, we pre-chilled the cars for 30 minutes, right? Set to 68 degrees auto on the climate. After that, we put the thermostats, the thermometers in the vehicles in the first row, the second row, and in the cargo area. On the R1S, we had the third row seats down in order to provide the most amount of cargo space when you have your animal back there, a dog potentially, a big dog. And then what we did is we set pet climate mode in at 68 degrees Fahrenheit auto, and we close all the doors. And so as a recap, both vehicles are tinted identically. Really the only big difference is the glass roofs between both vehicles, whereas I personally think the R2 has a heavily more tinted roof than the R1S. I can feel it with my bald head, and in general, I just feel like the R2 glass roof is better than the R1S. I don't have the dynamic roof on my R1S, so there's nothing we can compare to that here. There are no covers or anything. This test was taken about midday between 12 and 1 p.m. Eastern. Both cars were in my driveway, and my driveway faced east to west. So the front of the car was east. So the sun was about just right above the top of the cars, right where the glass roof hits. I tried to put the thermometers as best as I could in places that would try not to pick up the heat of the materials of the vehicle. And the reality is, by the time I got in there, the car was pretty cold enough that even the materials like the seat and the center armrest and all that were cool enough to the touch. So here's where we're at. On the R1S, it reported through the mobile app that it was 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the car was cool and everybody was good. On the R2, it was set to 72. It never quite made it below 72, but the car still reported it as comfy for the pet. So nothing to worry about there. Let's talk about then the first row. In the R1S, the first row, for some reason, just didn't get cold enough. It stayed at 82.8 degrees Fahrenheit. I double checked by bringing another thermometer after the fact off camera just to see, to make sure everything was calibrated, and it didn't really change. It changed at 0.1 or 0.2 up or down, but so that is what it was measuring, and it most likely has to do with just the sun coming down through the roof, even though I didn't have it set on direct sunlight. It was kind of in the shade in the center console. On the R2, the first row read much cooler, 71.8 degrees in general. So that was nice and comfy there. In the R1S, on the second row, was actually a little bit warmer at 86.2 degrees. Now, I had the thermometer set to the little hook behind the driver's seat. There's no direct airflow there, right? But dogs are constantly moving all over the place. So they may not, but ideally you'd probably want to measure or have your dog get the air from the air vents coming from the second row console. But again, 86.2 degrees is what it registered at, so definitely warm. Getting in the car, it didn't feel that warm, but trusting the ambient temperature. On the R2, on the flip side, this was the coldest the car got. It was at 67.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Super duper comfortable in my opinion, and super chilly and nice in there. Again, when I put my hand up to the roof in the R2, I didn't feel a lot of heat coming through, versus the R1S, you could feel a lot more heat coming through it. So I'm no expert at this, but it definitely feels like there's different situation going on with the glass roofs there. Then we got the cargo areas. In the R1S, I actually had the third row seats down because it felt like the most amount of space back there for an animal. When you have the third row up, you just don't have a lot of space back there. So it's not ideal. I could have retested it with the third row up and down, but that would have just complicated numbers and all that. The reality is most people are probably going to keep that third row down to keep their dogs back there. That measured at 71.1 degrees Fahrenheit, super comfortable, definitely the most comfortable part of the R1S, perfect for your pets. I will say the secondary piece of glass that sits behind the cargo and the third area in the R1S is a different, it feels different. It doesn't feel as hot as the primary piece of glass. So again, something up with that, who knows? Meanwhile, in the R2, there are no vents in the cargo area. So that actually measured in at 79 degrees, which was the warmest in the R2. Not ridiculously uncomfortable. If the dog is sticking their head over the seat, they're still getting airflow from the second row vents, but definitely not, unbearable, but it could be better. My suggestion still is if you have like a portable fan or something that you could plug into the outlet back there in the cargo area for your pet, it'd be nice to have like a little fan just to get air moving, because there is no vents in the cargo area of the R2. Now, you could also put the second row down, but you're going to lose that second row. And if you're a family traveling with kids and you have your dog, most likely you're not going to put the second row down. So that didn't seem like a realistic test. But again, you could redo the test with the second row down, and the results will probably give you a cooler area back in the cargo area, because you now have all this airflow and nothing is blocking that air from getting back there. Those seats are not blocking. So that is something you could potentially do. There's a lot of caveats to this test. Put a park under a tree, it's raining, the sun is even brighter, it's hotter, it's warmer. There's a trillion variations. This is just one of those that I can provide for you here comfortably in my house. So there you kind of have it. I checked the sensors, everything seems to be working fine. So these are as accurate as I could get. These are just some thermometers I picked up on Amazon. Are they the most accurate? Probably not. You'd probably spend a couple $100 and get some more, for science, perfect thermometers, but I don't think it's, I think it kind of gets the idea. The conclusion really is that both vehicles do a really good job at pet climate. R1S definitely wins in having that third row down and having the big area, cargo area, with the vents right there in the back pillars. With R2, it's still comfortable in the cargo area. I definitely would say that R1S is just a little bit better than R2 when it comes to keeping your pets in there. But if you have a smaller dog or cat or something and they're hanging out with you in the first row or the second row, R2 is perfectly fine. Anything bigger than that, a big woof dog, boof boof type of dog, you may definitely want to consider the R1S as a better vehicle for that. It would just be also more comfortable for them because there's more space, it's taller over the R2. So there you have it. Conclusion is Rivian has two great vehicles that support pet climate mode, and it works for both of them. I don't really think you can go wrong with either one. It just depends on your lifestyle and the type of animals that you have with you. That's it for this video. I hope that you found this test enjoyable. This is actually the second time I filmed this, because the first time I filmed this, I goofed it up. Long story short, I should have, I didn't think about a lot of different testing procedures, and that just kind of happened. So I hope this one was better. And for those of you who did get the opportunity to see the first one before I pulled that video, I hope this explains it a little bit better. Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Rivian tracker video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay cool.